Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, we're taking a look at the structure here on the shorter time frame. Not too much happened overall, so let's just focus on the shorter time frame because I have added another microstructure because we have entered some kind of a correction, which at the moment is very small. So there's a little bit of profit taking, which is obviously completely normal also across the altcoin sector after we had a really aggressive uptrend yesterday also across the altcoin sector. And the idea is now that we have started possibly this wave 4 in white that we discussed in the previous video, this small pullback, and we could see a fifth wave to the upside from here in wave C of 3. What we're talking about here are obviously really micro structures. So these can change quickly, these can change very often, and they are very fragile, but still there are some parameters to watch, especially here, the standard support region for the white count in an impulse in wave C. So assuming that a wave B bottomed here on the 8th of March, that we're now in this C wave, and it looks impulsive. At least we can keep that perspective alive as long as the $69,955 level is holding. If this level breaks, we're dealing with a different scenario, which I'm going to talk about. But this is the support region. The price is now tested 71,450, which is the 23.6 Fibonacci level. The one just below that is the 38.2 Fibonacci at 70,622. That's often an ideal target for a fourth wave. And then the 50% Fib level is 69,955. Already a break below the 38.2 retracement would be quite a deep wave 4. And I would start to think, okay, maybe this white count isn't going to work out, because really in such a market, a fourth wave should be very shallow. So, however, we can keep it alive, the white count, as long as the 69,955 level is holding, and we can keep the perspective of an impulse to the upside in wave C alive. However, overall, this year looks like an overall diagonal pattern. But yeah, in this structure, another 4-5 pattern would be needed to complete the white structure, possibly into the mid to high 70k region, in line with updates of the last few days. So the overall structure here has not changed at all. If we then take a look at the scenario that will come into play if the price breaks below 69,955, which we could call short-term bearish, but to be honest, I wouldn't actually call it short-term bearish, because the price would drop below the upper support range, but then probably just test the lower support range. And the lower support range is defined between 66,526 and 68,881. Which scenario is this? It just is a different way of counting this diagonal pattern to the upside, which started here on the 5th of March. Just a different way of counting. The problem with diagonal patterns, and this seems to be some kind of an ending diagonal. This ending diagonal pattern that we're tracking there on the 1 hour chart can obviously be interpreted different ways. It's completely normal. It's completely normal in these diagonals, because they consist of corrective structures. They move in 3-wave structures. They are not impulsive. And it's very simple to count something as an impulse, because there is only one impulse. The only question with an impulse is, okay, do we get an extension or not? And in diagonals, I mean, if we deal with these corrective structures, because there are so many ways of interpreting a corrective structure, you get to different wave counts. But I've tried to give you the two most likely ones, and especially the pullback today made me add the yellow one. So that means if we have already wave 3 complete, then this could be the main wave 4 that actually in the white count would only come here, yeah? So this is already down here, the wave 4. And if that's the case, then this is the support region that I just mentioned. But even here, ideally, it doesn't even break below 67k, yeah? And then from here we could see a fifth wave, then possibly only into the mid 70K region. Here, very important also to recognize that there is structural support, and the formal invalidation point for the white count is down here at 67,200. But I wanted to add the yellow count with the orange support region, the lower support, just in case, we might briefly break the red line and then recover. Well, it would be the orange count. But even already below the upper support range, I will start to favor the yellow count. And then both, however, should still allow for further upside here on the micro level. A break below that lower support region, however, would strongly indicate that we're actually moving into a larger correction into the mid 50K region in red wave 4. That means that the overall rally here is complete in circle wave 3. That's one of the waves of the larger degree. We can take a look maybe at the daily chart in one of the next videos again, and then that this is a larger correction, but that would only come into play below 66,520. It's just something to be aware of. The risk of a larger pullback is high. If a larger pullback occurs, we would be dealing probably with the mid 50K region. Strategically, in my opinion, that would be a good time to add positions. Again, if the market is so generous to offer it. I mean, we haven't really had any deep pullbacks, for many, many months. And I think that caused a lot of people to, not add the positions they wanted, okay? And because the market has been extremely greedy they didn't really want to share deep corrections. So we'll see. I mean, if that happens, I would certainly add, buy BTC and maybe also altcoins. But there are two support levels that would need to break to confirm that. And at the moment, there is no indication that a support level breaks. If you ask me, I like the yellow count, but the white one seems to be in control right now. I just want to allow for a deeper pullback because the yellow count makes it probable. But bear in mind, this is not an easy structure up there to interpret. It's quite messy. So that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.